This video is about the distributive property. So what we're going to do in the distributive property is we're going to multiply a term to an expression inside parentheses. Okay, the reason this is called distributive property is if I had a class and I was distributing papers, I would pass out a paper to every student. So when I distribute, I'm going to pass out or distribute the A to every term inside of those parentheses. And I'm multiplying when I do the distributive property. Because if you have just parentheses here with no plus or minus or division symbol, this just means to multiply. So if I had 3 and then parentheses 5, that would equal 15. So when we have this A out in front of the parentheses, that just means to multiply since I don't have any other operation between the A and the parentheses. So when I distribute, I multiply the A to each term. So A times B plus A times C. So whatever sign you have in the parentheses, you're going to keep that same sign when you distribute. On the next example, we're going to distribute the 2. So I'm distributing the 2 to each term. I like to draw the arrows to remind me what I'm doing. I'm a visual learner, so I like to see what's happening. So I encourage you to draw the arrows if that's helpful to you. So we're going to distribute the 2, multiply the 2 times the x, keep the plus sign, and then multiply the 2 times the 7, which is 14. Now there's no like terms to combine in either of those examples, so I'm going to leave that one as is. So would you pause the video and take a second and do example 1? Okay, so for the next example, we're going to distribute the 2 to both terms. So it's going to give us 2y minus 6. Okay, and the next one, we're distributing here. I'm going to draw the arrows on the bottom. So I have 4x times x. So when you multiply x times x, that's going to give you x squared. So when I multiply 4x times x, that gives me 4x squared. Multiply the 4x times the 3, that's going to give me 12x. And then I just have this plus 2x. It does not get multiplied. It has a plus sign here, so it's going to get added. So after I've distributed, what I can do is I can look at these like terms and combine them. So I have 4x squared plus 14x. Okay, next we have double distribution. So we're going to multiply each term in the first parentheses to each term in the second parentheses. And then lastly, we're going to combine like terms. So it might be helpful to have an extra color to write with, like a red pen or a different color pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first distribute the A to both the C and the D. I'm going to change colors, and then I'm going to distribute the B to both the C and the D. So let me switch back to blue. Make sure I get the right blue. Okay, now A times C is AC. Then I'm doing the A times D, so I'm distributing this other blue arrow. A times D is AD. Now let's switch to the orange and distribute the B. So the B gets distributed to the C. And then the B gets distributed to the D. Double distribution. Now none of those are like terms, so my work is done. I don't need to combine anything. Let's go ahead and use our 2 colors again. So first, I'm going to distribute the x to both the x and the 6. So distributing x times x gives me x squared. Distributing x times 6, well, x times 6 is the same as 6x. So I can just flip the order around and make it 6x. So plus 6x. Let's switch to orange. I'm going to now distribute the 4. So everything in that first parentheses gets passed out or distributed to the stuff in the second parentheses. So distributing the 4, we're going to get plus 4x, and then 4 times 6 is 24. Now you see I just have these like terms in the middle to combine. So they both have a positive sign in front of them. So I'm just going to add them together. So x squared plus 10x plus 24. Okay, so looking at these bottom ones, I'm going to do the first example for you here, and then I'm going to do I'll do the first example, and then I'll have you try the rest, and then you can check your answers with me. So let's go ahead and distribute the m. M times 6m is 6m squared. M times 1 is 1m. I'm going to switch colors. Negative. Now you have to pay attention to that negative. That negative is going to come with the 3. So negative 3 times 6m, a negative times a positive is a negative 18m. And a negative times a positive is a negative 3. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Combining like terms, we have 6m squared. Let's combine these middle terms. Negative 17m and then minus 3. Okay, go ahead, pause the video, try these last 3 problems. Okay, what I hope you notice in this last problem is we have to distribute the 2 here, and we have to distribute the x here. And when I distribute there, I get 2x plus 6 right here, plus x squared plus 2x. And then lastly, I combine like terms. I'm adding the 2x's together because those are my only like terms. And I'm going to end up with x squared plus 4x plus 6. So please check all of your answers. Ask your teacher if you need any help. Work with the people near you. And this lesson was about the distributive property.